You know, I've been making beats for a long time. And I know some of you guys have been making beats for a while too. And some of you guys are just making beats by yourself and wondering why things are not getting better. It's because you don't have any competition. Competition will make you better. Let's talk about it.
Bolo!
All right, before we get started, make sure you guys get you a DistroKit account. DistroKit is the perfect place to go so you can go ahead and get your music placed on all of the major DSPs. If you do not have a DistroKit account, you're doing yourself a disservice because it is very easy to use. You can go ahead and put your music on there, you can upload it, and they'll take care of the rest and put it on all of the major DSPs from Apple Music to Spotify to Tidal to Amazon Music, Deezer, all those places. It takes care of all that. And then once you get done with that, go ahead and get you a DistroVid account so you can go ahead and upload your videos to all of the major DSPs as well. So get you a DistroKit account for your music and get you a DistroVid account for your music video and go ahead and release everything at the same time. The DistroKit account starts at $19 for the whole year. That's pretty cool, but I like to get that $35 plan because it covers a little bit more. And that's for the whole year. And then get you a DistroVid account, which is only $99 a year. And then if you want to add on another artist, it's nothing but an extra $49. So you can't beat that. And that's for the whole year. So go ahead and click that link in the description and get you a DistroKit account first, and then go ahead and get you a DistroVid account second. And I'm telling you right now, it will really help you guys out. Let's get to the video. All right, so I got started in music ages ago. And when I first got started, I actually learned from my homeboy, Ty Cutter. Ty was somebody who went to school with us, and he was one of the first people I've ever seen make a beat, let alone make a beat on a computer. And I was hooked. I was hooked from that moment. And I went out, bought some equipment over that summer. And then when I came back for the fall of that school year, my sophomore year in college, I was ready to go. And I started making beats. I kept myself in the house. I didn't do anything. I just made beats and made beats and made beats and made beats. And between my house and I had a room in my dorms at the time, I had an extra room in the dorms, and I was making beats there. And I was just making beats, and I was just making a ton of stuff, but it really wasn't turning into much because I really didn't have nobody to compete with or nobody to compare my stuff with. So when I started playing my beats and comparing my beats with other people's beats at the time, let's just say they weren't that good. They were not that good. I kind of learned from that point right there that you kind of have to be around people that are a little bit better than you. And you kind of have to have like a friendly competition, because with that, you kind of get pushed a little bit more. It's no different from playing basketball. It's no different from running. It's no different from a coach trying to make you better. It's a difference of somebody pushing you past the point that you never thought you can go. Now, I kind of started noticing this because I'm doing my online beat reviews every single week. And if you want to sign up for that, you can go ahead and sign up on my website. Just go to the booking section. You can sign up for that every Friday at 1 p.m. But I've started to notice that there are a lot of producers that are coming on that are pretty much just making beats by themselves. And they have nobody pushing them, and they don't really have any other competition but themselves and their homeboys. And that can be very detrimental to you guys, because if you don't have anybody to compare or anybody to compete with, your beats are pretty much going to be the standard that you give it. Now, you might have a few people on YouTube that you can learn from. You might can go to BeatStars and all that good stuff like that, which is cool. I encourage you to do that. But I also encourage you to get out of the house and play your beats for people in different settings so you can see their reactions and see if your beats are good or not. And if your beats are not that good, I'm pretty sure once you start getting around other people, over time you will start to get better because of the competition level of it. Now, I was never the type of person that would do like collaborations back then, because back then it was pretty much about, you know, the one person making the beat, and, you know, we had our own little set of drums, we had all this, that, whatever, and we would compete with stuff like that, like who had the better drums and who had the better sounds and stuff like that, because it really wasn't that much sharing at that time. Now people just sharing everything. It's all over the place. Maybe that's why everything sounds the same. One thing that we always would do is we would gather up our beats and we would go to either somebody's apartment or somebody's house or even to the dorm rooms in college, and we would play our beats. And it wasn't that many of us at that time because it was still kind of like a new thing for you to be like a producer. That was like a thing. Not like now, like everybody's a producer now. But we would play our beats for each other, and then, you know, some beats would get a reaction and some beats wouldn't. And then that's when you would kind of be looking at yourself like, man, I might need to step my game up. So you would go back home and get to the drawing board and you would step your game back up because you might hear certain things that this producer's doing. You might hear how this mix sounds. You might hear how the arrangement sounds, and then you'll start to incorporate that in your own beats. And over time, it got better for me because back then, I think it was in that city at the time, it was probably like maybe 10 or 12 people producing like that. And yeah, we all were kind of somewhat close, and we would all kind of meet up and then at some point play beats around each other and play songs too. And this is not just for producers. This is just like for any musician. Like you want to be able to compare your songs amongst other people, and you want to be able to see that feedback. And then also you want to be able to have like a, you know, friendly competition with it so that it can push you a little bit more. That's the thing about, you know, like football and basketball players, you know, in order for them to get better, they're going to have somebody behind them that is pushing them to keep going at the level that they're at, or they're going to lose their position. It's no different with music. If you don't stay at the level that you're at, somebody's going to come and they're going to steal your position. And it's cool in a sense to have that type of pressure on you because it makes you better. Pressure does make you better when it comes to this game right here because you need people to push you beyond the limit that you even think that you can go in. I love when I go to certain studios and play my beats and I'm trying out something new and somebody might say, Bolo, that might not be it, man. That's just not it. But then I, you know, kind of go back to the drawing board and I kind of do my thing and I come back and they're like, yeah, Bolo, there it is. Now, I'm somebody who's had some success, but I still like to have friendly competition. I still like to play my beats with all of my other young producers who have some very good stuff. And it's a friendly competition. We might be jumping around there, listening to beats and, oh, this is hard, nodding our heads and, you know, agreeing and all this good stuff about a good beat. But then I can take that energy and I can take it back with me back home and I can go ahead and use that to make something even better. So what I'm basically saying is you cannot be scared to have somebody behind you that's going to be pushing you to become better, but it's like a friendly competition type of thing. Or it can't be friendly. Sometimes it doesn't have to be friendly. It could be a real competition. And that's when the stakes get real high. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if you got friends or if you got people that are producing that you know, go over there. See what they're working on. Play some of your stuff. Get around other people other than yourself because the competition is only with you. You need to have competition with others. Just like some of these producer camps. There's a lot of great-minded people in there, and usually at these producer camps, they produce a lot of great music because you have so many different minds in at the same time, and they're all competing with each other, and then you might add something, this person might want to add something and maybe outdo you, and then you might add something to outdo them, and then this other person might come with a melody, and then this person might come with another melody that might outdo that person. It's all fun and games, but at the end of the day, it's all trying to make the best product at the same time. And with that friendly competition in the building, it pushes everybody to become better. So don't be scared to compete with your friends a little bit. You know, it's friendly competition. There's nothing wrong with it. And I guarantee you it will make you better. And if you know there's somebody right there waiting behind you, knowing that they can be the next big thing, and you might be in a position that is, you know, you might be the person that might be the it person now. But it's always going to be somebody behind you ready to take that position. And it might even be somebody you know. So always look at it in that way. Friendly competition, it's all good. Take it, have fun with it, and become better with it. Because if you're not competing with nobody, you're competing with yourself. And in this game, you can't do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. Like I always say, peace out.